Okay, so this morning many of you were working outdoors and I was in my room working on some written material, and so I thought to relate what I was doing to what you were doing, because I was writing about conceptual and non-conceptual minds. Yeah, and meanwhile you were having conceptual and non-conceptual minds. Okay, so I thought, to relate this to what you were doing. So for example, when I came out at the beginning, some people were loading things into the back of the truck. Okay, so at that time, when you're, in that present moment, the objects that you're apprehending are apprehended through your senses, and your senses are direct perceivers. Okay, so you're seeing the black color of the trash bag, or the brown color of the old piece of wood, or the white color of the paper that's to be recycled. So that's a direct perception. You're hearing the sounds, let's say the trash getting moved from one place to the other. Maybe there's some odors involved. You're feeling the tactile sensation of whatever you're picking up and moving. Okay, I don't think you're tasting anything at that time, but you see that what you're apprehending in the present moment are present objects, and you're apprehending them through your five senses in a direct, non-mediated way. Okay? However, those non-conceptual minds, they cannot remember what you did. They cannot think about what you did. They cannot relate the different sensations that you had and construct a whole experience of it in your mind, and that is what conceptual minds do. Okay, so while your non-conceptual minds know objects in the present, and they know kind of the whole expanse of your field of experience, the conceptual minds, when you're thinking about something, that occurs with your mental consciousness, not with your sense consciousnesses. And the objects you're thinking about don't have to be ones that are existing at that very moment for you to be able to cognize them and apprehend them and relate to them. Okay? So when you're moving things from one place to another, and you're thinking about, maybe better ways to move them, yeah, so that it's less tiring, or, you can load the truck in a better way and get more stuff in. All those minds that are thinking about that, they're knowing the materials that you're moving through the means of a conceptual appearance. So what's appearing to your mind at that time is a conceptual appearance which is a mixture of the different objects that may exist at different times in different places, or you're conflating properties of certain objects to form a general image of what an object is. So for example, you might be, there's two big, there's several big of the big black plastic, trash bags. So, your mind's thinking about big plastic trash bags, conflating the sense data that you've apprehended on all these different trash bags to make a one conceptual image of, these trash bags that you're moving. And then using that conceptual image, you think about, well, how could I move these trash bags in a more efficient manner, or how could I stack them and get more in? Are you following me, what I'm saying? Okay, so the non-conceptual minds knows, it can only know present objects. The conceptual minds can know objects that aren't existing in the present, because those trash bags that you're thinking about at 10:10 No, the trash bags that you're seeing at 10:10, that you're now thinking about at 10:15, are not exactly the same trash bags, are they? The 10:10 trash bags no longer exist. They're objects of the past. The 10:15 trash bags are new objects. Okay, but the conceptual appearance and the conceptual mind are conflating, you know, these different moments of trash bags to form, you know, one image of the trash bag, or the trash bag that you saw in out near the cabin, and the trash bag in the barn. You're conflating; those are trash bags in different places. Okay, or a light trash bag and a heavy trash bag, you're conflating to form just a general image of what these trash bags are and how much they weigh and how to move them. Okay, so you're having two different types of minds, the direct non-conceptual minds that are giving you the information about the objects of experience in your environment, and your conceptual minds, which are then processing all of that and creating these conceptual appearances that enables you to think creatively and come up with new ways of moving the trash bags, you know, and new ways of filling the truck, and all this kinds of stuff, okay? So each way of cognizing an object has its own advantages and its own disadvantages, and they're used in two different ways. Okay.
Is this simultaneously then? Are they going on simultaneously?
Are they going on simultaneously? You can have, let's say, a visual consciousness and a mental consciousness at the same time. Yeah, sure. You know, and you can have a visual consciousness and auditory consciousness. You know, you can have one of each type of consciousness at the same time. Okay? So then tomorrow I'll talk about how this relates to spiritual practice. But at least this is, you know, kind of a way to, at least for you to get familiar with, you know, these different ideas, different states of mind. So it's interesting now when you go out, actually when you're eating lunch, you know, be aware of the taste of the food, and then be aware of what you're thinking about the taste. Or be aware when you're filling your bowl or your plate, you have an expectation of what that food is going to taste like. That's a conceptual consciousness based on previous experiences with food that looks the same. But then, you know, think about what you think it's going to taste about, and then taste it and see if the way it tastes matches what you thought it was going to taste like. Yeah. And then after you've swallowed it, remember the taste. And is the remembrance of the taste as vivid as the actual direct experience of the taste? Okay?